1. Which of the following best describes the primary purpose of the NCJOSI2 exam for law enforcement agencies? A. To assess an applicant's prior criminal record. B. To evaluate cognitive skills and behavioral attributes relevant to public safety work. C. To measure only physical endurance and agility. D. To determine an applicant's personal political views. 2. When completing a reading comprehension item on the NCJOSI2, which strategy is most effective? A. Skim the passage quickly and guess the answer. B. Read the passage carefully and refer back to it when answering. C. Focus on unrelated details in the text. D. Choose the longest answer option. 3. Which of these skills is most directly assessed in the situational judgment portion of the NCJOSI2? A. Typing speed. B. Mathematical reasoning. C. Decision-making under pressure. D. Memory recall of word lists. 4. During a math problem on the NCJOSI2, an applicant needs to determine the perimeter of a rectangular crime scene that measures 60 feet by 40 feet. What is the correct perimeter? A. 200 feet. B. 180 feet. C. 240 feet. D. 160 feet. 5. The NCJOSI2 evaluates integrity primarily to ensure that candidates A. Follow chain of command orders even if unethical. B. Demonstrate honesty and ethical judgment in workplace scenarios. C. Memorize all departmental policies verbatim. D. Avoid making independent decisions. 6. A key focus of the NCJOSI2 is job-relevant behaviors. Which of the following is an example? A. Competence in firearms maintenance. B. Willingness to follow written policies. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. 7. Which type of reasoning question might ask you to determine which witness statement is most consistent with a given incident report? A. Spatial reasoning. B. Deductive reasoning. C. Mechanical reasoning. D. Physical reasoning. 8. When handling an interpersonal scenario on the NCJOSI's quadrant, the most appropriate response is usually the one that A. Ignores the problem to avoid conflict. B. Resolves the situation professionally while maintaining safety. C. Prioritizes personal opinion over policy. D. Focuses solely on speed of response. 9. Which of the following is not typically measured by the NCJOSI2? A. Written communication. B. Arithmetic problem solving. C. High-level computer programming. D. Observation accuracy. 10. In the NCJOSI2, a question presents an officer with a dilemma involving a colleague who may be falsifying reports. What is the best course of action? A. Ignore it to maintain loyalty. B. Report the concern through proper channels. C. Confront the colleague aggressively in public. D. Make assumptions without evidence. 11. Why does the NCJOSI2 include spelling and grammar items? A. Because law enforcement officers must write accurate and clear reports. B. To evaluate an applicant's handwriting style. C. To determine ability to memorize vocabulary lists. D. To judge general knowledge of literature. 12. Which of the following formulas might be required in the mathematical reasoning section? A. Area equals length times width. B. Force equals mass divided by acceleration. C. Speed equals distance times time. D. Volume equals weight divided by mass. 13. A question shows a diagram of a parking lot with multiple vehicles. The task asks for the number of cars that left after 3 entered. Which skill is tested? A. Reading comprehension. B. Spatial and logical reasoning. C. Typing proficiency. D. Vocabulary knowledge. 14. The personality inventory and the NCJOSI2 is designed mainly to A. Evaluate personal preferences in music. B. Identify traits linked to reliability, cooperation, and stress tolerance. C. Measure IQ exclusively. D. Rate political or religious opinions. 15. Which preparation method is most effective for improving performance on the reading comprehension section? A. Memorizing law enforcement codes. B. Practicing with complex passages and answering related questions. C. Avoiding any reading beforehand. D. Learning random trivia facts. 16. A situational item asks how you would handle an angry citizen demanding special treatment. The best answer is to A. Yield to avoid confrontation. B. Calmly explain procedures and remain respectful. C. Escalate your tone to assert authority. D. Walk away without addressing the concern. 17. Which of these is a feature of the NCJOSI2 compared to the original NCJOSI? A. Fewer cognitive ability items and no behavioral section. B. Integration of cognitive and behavioral items into one streamlined assessment. C. Exclusive focus on memory recall. D. Replacement of math items with physical tests. 18. Why is attention to detail critical on the NCJOSI2? A. Many items require noticing small differences or errors in data. B. Only large errors are scored. C. It reduces the time needed to complete the exam. D. It ensures applicants memorize irrelevant material. 19. Which section might ask you to prioritize tasks during a busy shift? A. Spelling and grammar. B. Situational judgment. C. Reading comprehension. D. Mechanical reasoning. 20. An NCJOSI2 math problem asks, a patrol car travels 30 miles in 45 minutes. What is the car's average speed? A. 35 miles per hour. B. 40 miles per hour. C. 45 miles per hour. D. 60 miles per hour. 21. When evaluating answers on situational questions, it is best to A. Pick the response that seems most consistent with agency ethics and professionalism. B. Choose the one that favors personal benefit. C. Select any answer as long as it's quick. D. Avoid considering rules or policies. 22. The NCJOSI2 behavioral section helps agencies identify candidates who A. Memorize maps quickly. B. Show consistent judgment, dependability, and teamwork. C. Have advanced computer programming skills. D. Excel in heavy lifting tasks. 23. Which of the following best explains the term job suitability as used in NCJOSI2 literature? A. Compatibility of an applicant's personal characteristics with law enforcement work. B. The applicant's desire for overtime pay. C. An assessment of driving record only. D. Interest in sports and recreation. 24. Why is it important to pace yourself during the NCJOSI2? A. Some sections are untimed, so rushing is required. B. The exam may include both timed and untimed sections that require steady focus. C. Only the first few questions are scored. D. Finishing earliest always yields bonus points. 25. An NCJOSI passage describes a burglary report. You must identify the most accurate summary. This tests A. Detail-oriented note-taking. B. Comprehension and summarizing skills. C. Physical stamina. D. Map reading ability. 26. Which choice reflects the proper mindset for taking the personality portion? A. Choose answers that portray perfection even if untrue. B. Respond honestly to reflect consistent patterns. C. Randomly alternate between extremes. D. Skip questions that seem uncomfortable. 27. A question asks for the next number in a sequence: 4, 8, 16, 32. Which is correct? A. 48. B. 56. C. 64. D. 40. 28. The NCJOSI2 is valuable to hiring agencies mainly because it measures a mix of cognitive, behavioral, and practical judgment skills. E. It evaluates only grammar and spelling. C. It eliminates the need for background checks. D. It predicts physical fitness scores. 29. A scenario shows two officers debating how to handle evidence found in a suspect's car. The best action is to A. Secure the evidence per procedure and document it. B. Leave it in the vehicle to avoid paperwork. C. Split the evidence between the officers. Allow the suspect to take it home. 30. The NCJOSI2 arithmetic section is most similar to A. High school level word problems. B. Complex calculus equations. C. Geometry proofs only. D. Abstract algebraic theory. 31. When preparing for the NCJOSI2, which activity supports both reading and reasoning skills? A. Practicing comprehension of reports and solving related logic questions. B. Memorizing all state laws. C. Watching random videos. D. Studying agency uniforms. 32. A question asks you to calculate how many 2-hour patrols can be made in an 8-hour shift with 30 minutes for lunch. What is the answer? A. 3. B. 4. C. 5. D. 6.